we're going to take you through a little miniature design of our own, okay? So I like to keep things fairly simple, so I'm going to start with a box. The way I bring the box into my work plane is I click, hold, and drag it, and then I drop it on my work plane. As soon as I drop it, I see that it's a solid, because my shape window is up here now. So it's a solid. This is called a shape inspector, by the way. You can show and hide it, so you can hide it so you can't see everything there, or you can show it. It tells me how many steps it has, but it also tells me its length, width, and height. So a couple of things to note here. Number one, you can edit the dimensions of this cube here in this window by either moving the sliders or clicking on and changing any of those. Now we're not going to do that because it's not a, you can do it if you're looking for exact measurements, but for the most part we're going to do a bit of pull and drag, and that's how we're going to make our measurements work, but we can also edit them in some other place. The other thing to note is the solid and the hole. You can also use a different color. I am going to use a different color because I find red a bit hard on the eye, so I'm going to use, oh, you know what? I'm going to use purple. I wonder why. I'm going to use purple, but it's very important to note that this purple block, if I am going to do 3D printing with this block, whenever I create with it, it's not going to come out in this color. A 3D printer can only print with the color of what the color of the filament is. Now there are 3D printers around that have what are called multi-material or multi-color heads, which they feed more than one roll of filament at a time. But for the most part, a lot of the 3D printers you'll find in school are single extrusion heads, which means that they're only going to print a single color. So whatever the color of the filament is, that's the color of what you've created is going to be. All right, I'm just going to move this shape window out of my way, this inspector, and I'm going to look at my block. So right now my block is a cube. It's 20 by 20 by 20. I can click on any one of these white squares and I can drag my block to make it different size. So I'm going to drag it. I'm going to try to make my block 50 millimeters long by 20 millimeters wide. And as you see, it's not that easy. It takes a lot of practice. But here's the thing. I can cheat a little bit because these white blocks, after I've clicked on that white square on the corner of my item, whatever it is, those white blocks, I can edit them. I can put in what I want my dimensions to be into those white blocks so that each of them is the dimension I want it to be. So that's how that works. Now right now it's good. It's 20 by 50, but it's still pretty thick. When we do 3D printing, we try to keep things a bit thin. We are making a keychain today. So when we're making a keychain, we had to be very careful about how big it's going to be. It's going to fit in our pocket, right? So I need to make this keychain a bit thinner, and that's from a height perspective, right? So how thick it is height-wise. So I'm going to click on the center block to change that. I'm going to drag it down until I get it down to about 5 millimeters. That's a good thickness. That's been our experience with these in the past. That's how we've been able to do them and print a lot of them over a period of time. It works out very well for us. So now when I click off it, I have a rectangle that is 5 millimeters high. It is 50 millimeters wide. 50 millimeters wide and 10 millimeters deep. Okay, so now when I click on the shape, you can see 50, 20, and then when you click in the middle, you can see the 5. So that gives me all of my dimensions for my shape. Now, when you click on it, you see that you get a few other things. You'll get a protractor when you go to the rotation. That allows you to rotate your item. You can rotate it a certain number of degrees, which is cool. It has its uses when we're doing more involved designs, but for today, we're going to keep things pretty well on an even keel. This other thing you're going to see here is this conical shape, this black conical shape. That is a shape that allows you to pull whatever it is you're designing off the bed. So if you have a design that you want to have something one on top of the other, well, you can pull it off the bed and slide it in under or on top of as necessary. To demonstrate this, I'm going to go to the front view. So I'm going to click on the word front. There's my front view. Notice that my block is sitting really nicely on my bed. Everything is working out really well. If I click on my conical piece, I can move it above my bed a certain distance. But don't forget, this is a 3D print we are doing. Because it's a 3D print, we want it to stay on our bed. So I'm going to move that back down to be at 0 so that everything is good for our print. Going back to my home view so I can see what I'm doing, and everything's working out there. Okay? Keep touching my face. I think it's because I'm not supposed to touch my face. So, moving on. So it's a keychain. So a keychain has a particular design element, and that design element is it has a hole, because you're going to want to put a ring on your keychain. You're going to want to make sure that your keychain has the capability of holding keys. Okay? So we're going to make a hole by picking the cylinder that is the whole cylinder. So it's a cylinder that looks like it's transparent. It's on top. I'm going to drag that over into my window. I'm going to lay it on top of my other shape. Notice when you look at the shape window now, it actually says it's a hole. It says what its sides are. It's 20 in sides. Okay, so that's all there. Move that window out of there. It's a large hole. It's taking up a lot of space. I don't want it that large, so I'm going to make it 5 by 5. Once again, I'm doing that little cheat where I put my 5s in. My cylinder is also not very well positioned, so I'm going to drag my cylinder to the position that I want it. Okay, so there we are. We're doing pretty good with that. I'm going to look at the top view again to see what I've got. My cylinder is pretty centered. I might want to move it a little bit, so I'm going to just move it just a touch to get it in a little bit of better position for me. Go back to my orthographic view. Sorry, my perspective view. I'm going to put it up in the top corner because I want the ring to be able to go there, and I want it to be centered somewhere like that. So right now, when you look at it on top, you can't see it going right through. All you see is the whole cylinder. You see the base that we've created, the rectangle base that we've created. To see it, I need to group it. And to group it, I need to select the whole thing. So go out far around it and select the whole thing. Notice it tells me I have 2 shapes now selected when I look at my inspector. And notice that my group button is now illuminated. So I can use my group button. So I'm going to click group, and as soon as I click group, something miraculous sort of happens. My cylinder disappeared, but my hole appeared. So the cylinder, which was the hole, it came down and made the hole in my keychain. So I'm just going to check things now. My front looks good still. My perspective view looks good. My top view shows my hole. Things are looking pretty good. Okay? There are other things now. When I click on the shape, it just gives me a single shape, and that single shape I can mirror. So if I wanted to, I can click mirror, and it'll allow me to choose which way I want to mirror it. So if I mirror it this way, it'll move my hole down there. If I mirror it this way, it'll move my hole to the other side. And if I mirror it this way, it doesn't do a heck of a lot because it's the way it's mirroring, and that's the way it's working. So mirroring is one of those things you can do to switch the orientation of your design, which is a cool thing.